so that's side chain against the side kick channel as well. Hi guys, I'm SKETI, welcome back to a new tutorial. This time we're going to look at how to make Stormzy WIley flow in Ableton Live. Basically the backbeat, obviously not without the vocals and stuff like that. So yeah, let's get to it. Right, first things I'm going to show is looking at this drum break which is in the track. So it's at 140 BPM. We've got kick, snare and a simple hi-hat pattern, and both closed hi-hats, but one that's normal pitch and one that's lower pitch. And that's basically the same sample, and it's an 808 hi-hat, so any type of 808 hi-hat you could use. This kick here, which is basically an 808 kick that I made for a previous sample pack, but I've just basically boosted the glue compressor up to distort it quite heavily. And then an 808 snare that's pitched up with a frequency shifter, which I'm going to show in a second. Like so. So we've got the kick. So yeah, the kick sample there, and then, which actually I'm just going to do a bit more of a fade out. There we go. With the glue compressor that's pushed quite hard. This glue compressor is for the whole drum rack on the end. I've got a snare, 808 snare here, with a frequency shifter up 60 Hz. EQ. This 1 kHz here was to bring out the sort of snap from the original track, which I'm not going to play the original track because it'll just the video will get pulled down for copyright reasons. So yeah, we've got a sort of 1 kHz boost, and then a lot of the bottom end taken out as well because it didn't really have that fundamental tone. The glue compressor pushed really hard just to bring it up to go against the kick drum, and again it's quite distorted anyway. And then obviously that glue compressor that's on the end. And the only thing that's added with the hi-hats is a little bit of reverb, which I've noticed in the breakdown of the track where the hi-hats are just playing with the vocals above it. The hi-hats are quite reverbed, so it's a 1.5 second reverb with a low cut at about 548 Hz, and I just copied and pasted that for both hi-hats, so for the low one and the high one. So this is the beat by itself. And what I'll do is that's the pattern if you want to copy it. And then now onto the bass. So we've got a simple sub bass, distorted 808. If you've watched my tutorial on how to make 808 basses, have a watch of that. So this is basically a sine wave with another sine wave FM'd into it. The one that's FMing in is an octave above the fundamental one. I've also put a soft clip with 10.7 decibels worth of drive on there. A glue compressor which completely, the makeup gain is just at 100%, 20 decibels of makeup gain. Saturator, 12.7% dry wet mix, soft clip on so it doesn't clip, and then again 24 decibels of boost on that. EQ8 with a little bit of a high pass filter at, what frequency is that, 33.7 Hz, and then a roll off, so because with these glue compressor and saturator it did start to introduce a lot more top end that I didn't want, so a low pass filter about 2.72 kHz, and then a glue compressor just to shape it off at the end. And then obviously on the group I've added a compressor. I'll just put a glue compressor on the end as well so it doesn't clip. So that's being affected by the side kick, which is matching the beat of the kick and the snare from the drums. So let's listen to this by itself. And then the notes for that in this track is C. Now I tend to find that I don't like to work at C in dance tracks because it's just too low for normal speakers unless you're in a big, obviously playing on a big rig in a festival or nightclub. But yeah, so the C, that's the pattern for the bass on the note of C1. Now the choir bit is probably the hardest because obviously in the track it will have been a recorded vocal and then that's sampled down, put into a sample player and then played back like so. But what I've done for this is to sort of mimic a sort of a vocal sample that's used in this track. Is first like a flute kind of sound. Now obviously you can just get a flute sample straight off Splice or whatever sample service that you use is, but I made one for a tropical house pack that I made a while ago, so that's a vocal flute, and this is what this one sounds like by itself. I put some processing on it, so there's an EQ8 obviously with no bottom end, no top end, and then a boost at around about 726 Hz, and a glue compressor to stop it from clipping. So this is what this sounds like. And then also what I did is I went onto Splice and I found a choir sample, which if I just play that by itself, I'm just gonna There we go. And that's just at the note C, so I put that into the sample player, glue compressor on the end, and this is what that sounds like by itself. And this is the notes for that pattern as well, so G sharp, then C, then a G below that, and then back, but on the end it goes C and then G. Now there is a little bit of sort of pitch bend, like if you did a vinyl stop that's within the actual track, but what I would do is bounce that down, post-process it out, and then obviously do that vinyl stop with an external effect, or just by going in, like if I had the audio file here, and then using this pitch shift here to obviously have it pitched down. But this is the beat altogether. Yeah, so started from the beginning, so this is the whole beat together. Another thing obviously with this group, I've put a compressor, which that's sidechain against the side kick channel as well. So yeah, that's Stormzy, WIley, I've forgotten the name of the track again, but yeah, so that's basically how to make that track in Ableton Live very quickly. Well, just the backbeat of it anyway, and then obviously you could take that out and build it into the full track. Anyway guys, I hope you've liked this tutorial. Please leave a comment for any suggestions for future videos. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you see my videos more in the future as well. And anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi guys, SKETI here. Do you want to learn how to... Or how about... Or maybe even... Well, I'm now giving online one-to-one tuition. The lessons will be entirely centered around what you want to learn. We can cover such things as making drums, bass,
sound design, sidechaining, mixing, composition, music theory, mastering,
and much, much more. Maybe you just want to brush up on your production skills using Ableton Live or Logic, or whatever it is you want to learn. Get in touch on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube to find out more information. Bonus round. Every new student will get a free sample pack of their choice from my Exit Sounds sample label. So if this sounds good to you, and you want your tunes to sound less like, and more like, and get in touch to find out prices and book your first lesson now. See you soon.
Everybody jump up, come on! Come on! Everybody jump up!